Welcome everyone to another edition of SmackDown Wrestling Live, the only wrestling show you can call in Central Scotland. I'm your host Will, and tonight I am joined by my co-host, the Queen of the Ring, Kirsty.
Hey,
It's only us tonight. Martin is having a farewell night tonight. He's moving up north. Scotland, but he will be back. He'll be back for next week anyhow. So this week it's just me and Kirsty. So because there was not a show on Monday to highlight Backlash, tonight we're going to talk about the pay-per-view, and also we'll touch on Raw and SmackDown as well. So first things first, Kirsty, I think we should really bring up NXT Live, and probably, arguably, one of the greatest wrestling shows I've ever seen.
long time. And what gets me is that wasn't even the full NXT roster.
Mm-mm.
You still had Aleister Black, Cassie, like there was so many people that weren't on that show that
Yeah.
were outstanding that I was just like, holy fuck. Like the UK championship, let's just hit it right at the bat.
The UK match was it was a show stealer. My favourite match of the night though had to be the tag team match.
See, I think the match was better for the UK match. Like, I think it was a better match, but I think obviously Ciampa turning heel was.
Oh, it was a much bigger story.
It's how long they've told that story though. Like, if you watched the one indies like me, you knew they were pals.
Mhm.
Even for just their WWE stuff, like when they come in as a tag team for, but just before the cruiserweight, they kind of like tell everybody they were going to be there. They give their wee story, and then their match in the cruiserweight championship where they fought each other, but then were still pals after it. All this stuff. Johnny took a ladder to the fucking face for this man.
It was it was great storytelling. That's what I loved about it. It was excellent storytelling.
It's been what, a year that storyline's been building up and building up, and I was so focused on Adam Cole showing up because they had so many guys that he was in factions with and like PWG stuff at ringside. Like they had Kevin there who wrote Mount Rushmore. They had Cassius Ohno, he was in a tag team with him. That there was so many people that I was like, this has to be Adam's night. Like,
Yeah.
it has to be. So like for the first time ever, I'm not sitting going, but when are we getting Psycho Killer? And the motherfucker pulls it out the bag, and it wasn't even just a wee beatdown. It was like an annihilation of Johnny Gar. Oh, it was so good.
It was a brilliant night. Out of the two nights of like the stuff in the WWE Network, that was the only one that grasped me. The championship match, I just feel the two championship matches for the women's title and the men's title, they were okay. Nothing really to write home about. Did what they had to do. I was quite disappointed in the men's title. I thought it's like that. I think that was the only letdown of the night. But not like a big letdown, but it just let it down a bit. But the tag team match was just fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Moving on to Backlash, this is got to be the first pay-per-view in years where I just went, fuck it, I'm on my way to my bed. It was that bad.
We're only halfway through. I was like, oh mate, well.
It was that bad, and I think we're best getting it out of the way just now. I'm the new champion of a shitty pay-per-view. I got the SmackDown Wrestling Championship over a shit pay-per-view. I wish it was something like it was really exciting, because in like my opinion, the Shinsuke match, I mean, they built this up so fucking much. You knew the match was never going to be the steal of the show. And when you actually go back and look over the fucking pay-per-view, there's not one match that stole the show. Not one.
I think, you know, I'll always go with AJ and Kevin, but to me that was obvious because they've wrestled before and they're two of the best. Whereas I don't rate Dolph nearly as much as I did maybe 4 or 3 years ago. And when they announced on the pre-show that that was going to be the first match, I was like, well, obviously WWE know something that we don't. They don't like how that match is sitting, because to build a pay-per-view on them and then put them at first, if you only went there to see what Shinsuke was about, then there was a good chance, like you just drop out after a while. You were like, well, what's the point of time here? Because Jinder Randy wasn't the draw.
The like the rest of the pay-per-view, pal, I mean, like the highlight to me still again was the tag team match. That was funny as hell. That was hilarious.
They did win.
That was so funny. The women's match was one of the worst things I've ever seen in a wrestling ring. That was fucking horrible to watch. So terrible to watch. So terrible.
I had started to write heels, and then yous had then I thought, no, Charlotte's in it, and scrubbed it out and wrote faces, like faces to win, because I wasn't fucking writing out that stupid name. And if I'd have done that, I'd have drew with you, and I'm so angry.
It was just so bad, so bad. Like I said, after I just gave up. I gave up in the pay-per-view. The Jinder match, now I've went back and watched it. It was good for what it was. Like people said, yeah.
That was nice.
I mean, it's like one of those things, Kirsty. It's no that I'm pissed off from the pay-per-view that Jinder won. I think it's nice to have a change of a champion and somebody fresh. But the things that you brought up make sense. This guy has not won a match for like a long time. Sorry,
a good 8-9 months.
Sorry, Kirsty, I've just been pointed out in the chat. Kirsty's very quiet, by the way. That was my setting. Sorry, my setting. I've forgot to change the audio setting. So that should be better now. So I do apologise.
I'm important.
I know.
Important things to say.
I know. No, as it's because of the Pokemon stream. I had the desktop audio down for the music. So no, but it's like he's not won something
anything
big.
In like 8 months.
And like I think Dave brought it up, and it's like they're doing the deal with the Indian side and the WWE India and all that stuff, right? So that's going to be the big thing, and it makes sense having him the champion, right? I get that, but does he deserve it?
I don't think so. But then somebody pointed out to me that, yesterday, they were like, if Sami Zayn had been put in that position and Sami had won, even after his losing streak, you wouldn't have bothered. It's because it's Jinder. And I was like, well, more talented people deserve more talented spots.
I'd see the way I look at it. See if Sami won that, it's the ultimate underdog story. That's still he is ultimate underdog. So it does.
Been telling that story. Like, so for him to win, it would be that Daniel Bryan WrestleMania moment.
Sami Zayn winning that pay-per-view. Fuck knows when the last time he won a pay-per-view. So I wouldn't have minded him being in the title picture. Come to SmackDown now, it just makes sense he's going to get wrote off it because Rusev's coming back and they want to do a story with Rusev and Jinder.
I think that's why they're holding it on Rusev in the return, because I don't think that they want to have another transitional champion. This will be the 4th. If Jinder loses this in like at the next pay-per-view at Money in the Bank in 4 weeks, that will be the 4th consecutive.
It's been terrible, and this is and I still put it down to the fact there's only one title on Raw and SmackDown just now. I'm sorry to say it, but there is, because Brock Lesnar isn't back to Great Balls of Fire. Or no, what's next? Great Balls of Fire. That's when he's scheduled back. So a month, 2 months since WrestleMania.
Because there's what do you call it? Because there's Extreme Rules, which has got the Fatal 5-way, sorry.
Yep, and then you've got Money in the Bank.
And then Money in the Bank, and then it's going to be Great Balls of Fire, so it's going to be the pay-per-view.
It's awful. Mania. It is absolutely awful.
I think somebody worked it out, and it was 108 days since. It will be 108 days at Great Balls of Fire since he defended it. and it's only meant to be 90 days.
It's that thing's gone now. It's fucking stupid. But let's take a moment to welcome everybody in the chat. Straight away, I can see Hannah, Black Wolf, Super Rising Storm, Sleeping Angels. Thanks, guys, for all tuning in. If you're brand new to the channel, slap a like in the video, follow the Gaming Fault. This Wednesday night is always a wrestling night. This is always a wrestling shows. If you wish to donate to the stream, Streamlabs is open. All donations go back into supporting the channel and bringing you as much more entertainment as possible. Now, Sleeping brought up a brilliant point. I'm just reading it just now. It's sad to say, but Chicago I love, but Backlash was disappointing. It's true. NXT, they were never going to follow NXT Takeover. It was never going to happen, but that seems to be the case now. It never happens. But what you want is at least good enough, or better. You're never going to get great. You're never going to have that. Now, if we take back Payback, which had similar like booking issues with like this one didn't have booking issues, but you think Payback looked like it. Turned out Payback was brilliant to watch. Then you get this
one that looked decent,
and they fucked up. And I think somebody said it in Dave's show again. It was like watching a bad SmackDown.
Aye, it really was. Sorry, I'm eating an M&M.
It's alright. I can see Hannah saying I'm vaping as much as her. I know, Hannah, it's terrible. I think that's why my voice is crackling just now.
But it felt like a 3 years. Like this is to me what it would feel like if SmackDown went up to 3 years, which we never want.
No.
It did. Sammy Corbin, I did enjoy, mostly because Sammy actually won something. But honestly, for me, it was gimmick infringement match because Kenny Omega is raging somewhere. With Tyler Breeze, but it was perfect. It was so well done.
Oh, fuck Kenny Omega.
I just seen him coming out with this mop, and I was like, you can't. Janet or no, but he turned me so quickly, which is he's brilliant.
I found that a good match. It was funny. I mean,
I knew as soon as he came out dressed like that, though, they weren't winning.
They weren't winning. I was half expecting them to get a rematch, and I think they'll still get another rematch. I think this will go as far as Money in the Bank. I think they're testing the water because even in SmackDown, the crowd loved them. The crowd bought right into them, and they're really entertaining. They get more TV time than the Usos, and they're the champions. So it was hard, I really think, to pinpoint on that pay-per-view what was exciting. But that women's match, the women's match was fucking horrendous. That was thrown back into Dark Ages. It was that bad.
As if they had just been. It was as if they had one match planned, and then right before they went on, somebody was like, "Oh, we need to change everything," because it felt as if nobody knew where they were supposed to be.
No.
It just felt so disjointed.
It was really bad to watch, and that's at that point. That's when I gave up. Actually, I just gave up. And I went to my bed. But let's move on to Raw. And Raw happened.
It did, aye.
It happened.
They can put it in the books and say that was another show that we done, but
again,
it's not going to be a highlight on anything.
No, again, where do you start?
I mean, I did like at the start Bray Wyatt's going back to more the cult leader rather than the supernatural being. I did like that, and he had that crowd in his horn. It started off really well, but I think that's just because it was 15 minutes of Bray Wyatt just being amazing.
Yeah.
And then it was really confusing to start off with because Roman came out, and then obviously Joe came out, and then Seth came out to save Roman, but they're not meant to be pals anymore. They're just meant to be alright. And then Finn never showed up, and then it was Finn versus Zach Anderson for no reason. That really pissed me off. Like, for no reason. There's so much story there and history. Why is this a throwaway match? That's a fucking pay-per-view headliner. Like, the fuck?
Kirsty,
the entire thing.
I've got a funny feeling about this match, right? Now, I won't give away a lot of my predictions at all. For
I think we might be on the same wavelength.
that, they're going to build it's the club. The club's there. Finn Balor got the nod between the rest of the guys. The fact that what do you call him again? Paul Heyman came out.
Oh my god, Paul Heyman's segment as well, amazing.
And he addressed Finn, not the other guys.
He addressed Finn as if he was everything.
Yeah, and I'm thinking Finn might go heel. He might go heel, and the club goes back round him, which I don't mind.
I love heel Finn. Like, Prince Devitt heel is the best version of anything he's ever done, and I just need it so badly. But then, does that make Bray Wyatt, when that eventually happens, does that make Bray face?
I don't know. I think they might put him with Roman. They might do the thing with Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe. That's going to SummerSlam. That is totally going to SummerSlam. The Roman Reigns one was going to be with Braun Strowman. Let's just keep building up. Braun's out for, they say, 6 months, but he's on the road to recovery now. It could be quicker. So
I've got a lot of reports saying that it will be quicker. They'll just gain him that time to make him look better. And the pop he's going to get when he comes back is going to be unbelievable. So having him come back to take it off Finn might work. Then you have the Roman Reigns fucking feud with him. That's the only bad thing. But that was it. It was just the rest. Didn't enjoy. Nothing else mattered.
No, it was so bad. Sasha, again, it's clear she's pissed somebody off. She has pissed somebody off.
With that match.
Pissed somebody off.
Why? Like, I don't like, what could you possibly have done to go for being a 3-time champion to basically...
A few people's made this point, Kirsty. I've brought up in the past that sometimes you can tell how Sasha is coming out to the ring. See if her face is tripping when she comes out she's losing. She knows.
Right.
And she gives it away. So she's done something. I still think it's to do with Emma. I genuinely think that they've told her to watch what she's doing. She's hurt a few people, or she hurts herself, and then she hurts Emma. Just after the recovery.
I think it's too much of a coincidence that Emma gets hurt and an angle in a spot between they two, and then all of a sudden she's at the bottom of the totem pole. Yeah,
it says it all, pal. But Raw happened. It wasn't the best.
Well, there were some good moments. I think there were some bits that got me interested. Again, like the Roman and Bray Wyatt moment when they kept calling each other old friends. That pure throwback reference to Shield versus Wyatt. I really like that. But again, it's like wee tiny moments. It's nothing that's like, shit, this happened kind of thing. Like the Hardys one again. Like. It's got so predictable, and obviously they've made next week it's Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, I believe. Aye, because Finn had to walk up and be like, "Don't forget me this time," and I'm like, "There's still no explanation."
They're building it around him.
See, I think they want people to think that Finn's winning, but I just don't know. There's so many names in there that I feel as if they're trying to lead us astray, and I don't trust them. I don't trust them with anything. They're horrible. Yeah,
but let's move on to something positive, right? Let's talk about SmackDown. SmackDown,
it was great.
Once again pulled it out the bag. Wrestling was spot on. The promos, one I didn't like, and it was women's. But apart from that, spot on. Started really strong. The build up for Money in the Bank was great. That
match, oh my god, the people in that match is so good.
The thing with Sami Zayn, I genuinely believe he's out of Money in the Bank. He's either got something on for an injury angle, and it could be like when he comes back, like he's going to get the push, but just take the drop just now. Just take like the rest, so to speak, if you've got something. We don't know, but you can see Rusev slotting in that picture because Rusev's due back, and the plans are Rusev to take on Jinder. That was that was it, because it was Rusev supposed to be taking on Randy. So we didn't have any Randy Orton, which I'm totally fine with. But the Fashion Police versus the Usos was great matches, 2 quick pins in, they got a title match, and that was it. So I can see this, I can see the rivalry for the two. They're going to Money in the Bank. They're going to keep that going, which I'm happy with.
Again, how, and like the thing about this kind of comedy thing is we're all in the joke, but the heels have got to act like they'll know. That's what makes it work so well. But they genuinely seemed fucking livid, and that's what made it work so well. And just like the squirty guns, like
it was perfect. It was perfect, pal. So good. That was the thing they've done. They two guys, right, let's take American Alpha. American Alpha was supposed to be the biggest team. Sorry, I'm fixing my hoodie just now. American Alpha was supposed to be this big fucking team. They came up to the roster, and even for me, Kirsty, they didn't even like entertain me.
I love American Alpha.
Yeah, they're good wrestlers, but that's all I need. And Jason just greeting all the time, and that stupid gimmick. I don't know. I've got a really soft spot for American Alpha. I just didn't buy into them. Didn't find them entertaining in the sense of okay, you've got good wrestling, but at the same time, can you talk? And I didn't find that with them. With the Fashion Police, we know they two guys are good wrestlers, but they are fucking entertaining. They know how to take, what they're doing is perfect. They have got money written all over them. They'll get the championship, and fair play, they'll get it, and you won't see me boo-hoo them. The way they've been doing it is absolutely perfect, and it does feel like back a young Edge and Christian with Kurt Angle. That segment was perfect. It really, really does. So even like the women's match was okay. Promo was shite. The promo after it was absolutely dire, I felt. You knew that was going to come, but I didn't enjoy the... But
apparently we are getting a women's Money in the Bank match this year, so I'm excited for that, because again it's why the milestones, but...
It would make sense, because you don't have the Raw Money in the Bank now. But
it's just... I don't know, there's so much talent there, and it does seem to be a booting, but there's the execution as well. If they were doing really good with the stuff, but it was just a shit storyline, would be like, oh, it's bad booting, but it's no just bad booting. It's so many really good people in there mixed in with people that are nowhere near as talented as them, and they're no gelling, and it makes everybody look worse, that rather than making the people who need to learn look better.
Yeah, that's it, pal.
They're really exposed when they're next to like Natalya, Becky, and Charlotte.
You can see where like the flaws are, and the fact that like the champion wasn't even in the match. Am I correct?
And I don't think
No, she wasn't. So that says it all. There's your faith right there in your champion. Your champion's not even the main attraction in the match. It's two of the 4 horsewomen against Natalya. I'd give it to she's the best wrestler out of the Welcome Committee. Carmella, it's give or take between her and Tamina. It's give or take. The two of them I still feel are green. Carmella.
See, for me, Carmella's got the character, but her wrestling needs to be up. Whereas I feel as if Tamina has got the wrestling basics there, but there's no character.
Yeah.
Again, and I feel as if they thought if they just threw Natalya in there, then that would be enough to cover all the bases. Really isn't.
It's exposed that the last 2 matches with all of them is exposed. Even the champion. Even the champion, it's exposed them all. Either get the belt on Charlotte or Becky. You're going to have to put the belt on them. For what I've been reading, it's...
Even, like, at this point, I'm not a huge Natalya fan, but see, even at this point, I'll take Natalya. At least I know no matter who they put her in their way, she's going to pull the best of them at them. Like, I have some faith in her to at least carry a match. Yeah,
I mean, that's it. I mean, see, if it was Natalya against Becky and Charlotte, you know you're in for a good match. You know you've got 3 female wrestlers, know what they're doing, let them work. You've put Carmella in there. it shows her up. You put Naomi in there, it shows her even more up. It's hard to watch. It is really hard to watch.
What's even scarier is that Lana's coming back, and obviously we don't know how much she's improved, if she has at all. But that's another green person in there, and it's starting to get to that point again where it was like you had Beth Phoenix and Natalya, and then there was like 9 other lassies that couldn't wrestle. And I'm like, why do they keep doing this? I mean, obviously the Mae Young Classic's happening, great name, and hopefully with that they'll bring in some really, really good wrestlers to even that out a bit more so that it's not as obvious. But right now it's horrible. Like the split, the Superstar Shake-Up, I'm trying to remember that fucking name there. It seems like that has exposed SmackDown a lot more than before
I think see the women's side is exposed it more than anything else. I mean, like I was watching when I think back to Backlash, I still think SmackDown need one superstar. They just need one more superstar and you're fine. The fact that John Cena's not there, I think he's supposed to be scheduled back early and he's meant to be. They need a superstar just to slot in there, and like that'll be fine. Raw on the other hand,
that was the problem. That was the whole point, that it was meant to be bringing Roman in.
Yeah. And now what you find is it's kind of the same old shite, but you accept it because you know SmackDown can put in a show. But Backlash left a bad taste in my mouth. Like SmackDown had to really pull it out. I mean, the main event was brilliant to see. Shinsuke and AJ together.
Can I just take a minute? Like, just
I was going to say, fucking, please tell me you didn't slip off your chair when you seen that.
They two, come right back to the start. Everybody comes out and they're like, I'm in the match. Kevin wasn't in the match, but somehow got into the match. But see, just seeing they two standing beside each other, I started just like hyperventilating. I was like, look at them, just being dead close and dead pally. Look at it, it's beautiful. Then there was that wee backstage interview, and AJ was like, we go back, way back, and I don't know if you've seen it, right, but see the respect bit. There's this like Japanese tradition in matches where if somebody gains your respect, you put your fist out and then you touch, and it's like this pure big thing. Matt had to explain it to me because apparently it happened in Naruto, and I don't watch a lot of anime, but he does. So he explained it to me while it was happening. So like, we've already seen that moment. So for AJ to be like, I think we gained each other's respect, throw back to the match, I'm dying, then they're like, we're going to be tagging, and then Shinsuke just smutting and being like, oh, this is your house now, is it? Because obviously when he was in Japan, it was Shinsuke's house, like nobody else was there. So it's like this pure flip of the coin. And Shinsuke's like, I'm just going to make this my playground, which again is a throwback to what Bullet Club like was. Like, they just ran shit and they didn't care whose house it was. They were like, this is our playground, we'll do what we want.
Aye.
So there was like so many wee things in there that just had me like dying. Then the match happened and it was just 20 minutes of they two being on the same side, and I know eventually there's a turn coming, and I know they're teasing us with putting them together, but I'll take it because I know before Mania we're not getting it, but this is good.
It's going to be they two for the championship down the line.
They have to.
You've seen how well they work together. It was perfect to watch. Dolph Ziggler showed up. Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens. He knows his coach. He'll show up every night. You cannot fault Kevin Owens. I mean, come to think of it, name the last time you've seen Kevin Owens in a bad match. There you go. Do you know what I mean? It's debatable when you see.
And even any bad matches that he's been in, I'm going through like earlier ones where like it was indie, like really early indie days, and even then I never really faulted what he was doing. It was just a really shitty booking where it was some random indie guy and they were just shit, and there wasn't a lot Kevin can do apart from lift them up and powerbomb them. That always works. But he's so fucking talented. Like, and I feel as if a lot of people are like, for some reason, don't like Kevin or Sammy, and I'm like, they're so fucking good.
No, they're good. They are good to watch. Kevin Owens is a workhorse. That's what he reminds. Right, as a wrestler, right, this is what he reminds me of, right? Know the technical side, but see the fact that he just keeps going and going. But obviously know the person. It reminds me of Chris Benoit.
You know a really funny thing? As if I think in an interview I heard him say that if he'd have took his Ma's married name, he would have been Kevin Benoit.
It reminds me of Chris Benoit in the sense where you know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get. It doesn't matter. You're either going to get. You're never going to get like a 6 or a 5 match. You're going to get at least a 7 to a 10. You're always high numbers with Kevin.
And it doesn't matter if he's doing comedy shit, or if he's doing really super serious shit, or if he's just putting somebody else, he will always show the fuck up for it, and it's why I love him. It's why I've loved him. I'm sitting here with Kevin Owens shirt on the new, actually. Like, I love him. He's so fucking good. And he reminds me of Edge, where everybody knows he's really good.
Yeah.
But I feel as if even now he never gets that proper guy thing.
Yeah, it's like one of the things where Edge had to take a couple of years before, right, boom, that's him, then multiple championships.
And then it just came. I feel as if that's going to happen eventually with Kevin, but he's still in that proving, like paying his dues in WWE stage now, where we'll give you a title, now prove your worth, more than just that one quick draw where you had heat when you came in kind of thing.
What do you think about the Jinder Mahal thing with the fact that no match, just a promo, and there was nothing to, like, even like a Randy thing coming out, or even a Titantron message to say I'm coming back for my title? What did you take away from that?
That's when I was like, they're going to push him. See, when he got his whole thing, all his graphics and everything, his Titantron has all been redesigned. They've rebranded him. They've, like, obviously he's got his plates on, and then they gave him this full scale production. The last time we seen that on Raw or SmackDown, it was for the Festival of Friendship. It's not something they do where it's a storyline that's gone nowhere. So that's, for me, that's when I was like, they're actually going to push him, and they might have Randy stay off and come back in a couple of weeks and be like, right, I needed time to get a plan together. Blah, blah, blah.
I mean, that's not to speak. Randy wasn't in a dark match. I've not seen the dark match results yet.
No.
But like TV wise,
it makes
sense. Yeah, it makes sense. But no, SmackDown made up for Backlash and Raw. I mean, nothing was going to top NXT. Nothing was going to do that. But Backlash and Raw, it made up for that. So it's been a mixed bag really this week. We had 4 days of wrestling, where I'd say 2 were good. One was excellent, but the second, like SmackDown.
Well, if you put 5 in there, because I really enjoyed the UK Champion.
Friday night. No, I've not watched it yet. I've not really watched it yet at all. What was I going to say? I've actually forgot what I was going to say.
You were saying about 2 were good and 2 were bad, and I rudely interrupted.
It's, I mean, Backlash is right at the bottom. That was fucking awful. The fact that, like I said, that's the first pay-per-view I turned off. I've never done that to a pay-per-view. I'll sit through a pay-per-view and watch it to the end, no matter if it's bad. That was fucking horrific.
I mean, even me, I was up at 7:30 that morning, so I went to bed at 4:15, and then went to bed and get back up and went to work. Like, as wrestling fans, we just don't turn it off because there's more storylines.
Yeah, that's
coming.
it.
So it has to be really fucking bad.
It's got to be bad, and like I said, that women's match done it for me. That the Shinsuke match was okay. I think it was probably one of the worst matches I've seen him in, but it's just given time. Obviously, it was better than SmackDown. Everything else, no, I just turned off. That was it. Raw.
We side note here about Shinsuke. Do you know somebody else he'd had a match with that I didn't enjoy, that I was really
Who?
Kurt Angle.
Oh, I remember you telling me about that in New Japan.
Aye, they had a match in New Japan, and I seen the 2 names, and they're going to kick fuck out each other, and I just wasn't impressed, and I was really sad about it.
For what I've been watching at Shinsuke, right, and this is how I've never really bought into him as much, is watching him, see when it's a wrestling type opponent, like a proper wrestling type, not a maybe like a guy who can mix it up. Like AJ can be a wrestler, but he can mix it up.
AJ can do everything. Like,
that feels Shinsuke just doesn't Do you know what I mean? It's not putting him down. It's just saying like his style does not match that style.
Because that was Beef Dolph. That was the point I was making. Like Dolph was an amateur wrestler. Kurt was an amateur wrestler. Saying that, him and Brock Lesnar had a better match, but it wasn't great. It's not one of his best matches. So maybe you're right. Maybe putting Shinsuke with amateur wrestlers, their styles just don't work.
They just don't match. Putting with a fighting style. Him and Brock Lesnar now would be watchable if Brock can fucking do more than fucking 4 moves. But that insane. I mean, Sleeping Angels made a good point. He's actually made 2 good points. No, 3. Sorry. He says
Sleeping's on it.
Sleeping's on it. American Alpha's not been booked right. Totally agree. That never happened. Becky to go heel. I hope so.
That would be beautiful.
I still don't believe in Jinder, but I'll give him a chance. I'm the same, dude. I'm the same. I'll give him a chance. Like I said, Backlash was not bad because he won. It was just the overall show was fucking awful. It was awful. That was the only thing. It was nothing to do with him.
Thought they were going to do an AJ injury angle as well. Like,
I thought that as well. But this is,
and that's what really pissed me off. I was like, no.
But this is the thing, like Dave was saying, and I totally agree with Dave about the camera angles, because I don't like the SmackDown camera angles. I hated it in the CWC Championship. I hate this close-up camera. It just takes me out the action, because you can see, it sounds so stupid, right? But you can see sometimes they're not hitting each other.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
When you're 10 feet back, because you've got a good meter and a half for the ring to the barricade, and then wherever you are behind that, that distance that you can see when you're right at the edge of the ring is the perception, the distance, it doesn't translate when you're further back, and it does take you to a wrestling show, because when you're at a wrestling show live, like apparently Nia Jax looks like a monster live, but obviously when you watch her,
she is. See, when I seen her in Glasgow, monster, pal. Monster.
That's what I'm saying. When you're that close up to it, wrestling is a lot better. Like, going to actual shows is so much better. But this weird fucking, like, seeing AJ put it Eddie's own fit, I was like, who in production's no pressing a button to go to a different angle? Kevin's in the ring, do something, anything, but don't show us what's fucking. It was the same thing with Roman in the Blood Cup. If they hadn't showed him taking that out his mouth and handing it to that guy, and he'd have just spat on that wall, that visual would have been. It was so good.
It's just the timing's been off the last couple of pay-per-views. But
ruining wrestling.
before we take calls, right? Let's give a massive shout out to Dave, because if you use promo code DeadOnDave on WrestleCrate and you save 10%, and you went and got May's box, you would have got a Kenny Omega item. Now, I don't want spoilers, Kirsty. I don't want spoilers.
No, but
in case somebody's not got, they're waiting on theirs. Okay, we know Dave is waiting on his, right? And just in the off chances Dave's watching, or he watches this back, I don't want to ruin it for him. Let's keep that as a surprise. Is it worth it?
The box I really love. Like,
right.
I think a lot of people were thinking that it might be a certain item, and it wasn't. But they have said that in next month's, and I'm not spoiling anything, they put this on their Twitter, so if you follow them, and on their website, they sent an email out. Next month's box as well is a limited edition to WrestleCrate UK Kenny Omega t-shirt.
Right, okay, so
I'm getting it.
next month's is a t-shirt. I mean,
is a t-shirt for Omega. This one is not that, because they wouldn't do the same thing twice, but I still think the box was awesome.
See, the funny thing is, right?
It wasn't a ball hair as Martin predicted, though.
WrestleCrate follows me on Twitter. Right?
They follow me too.
WrestleCrate, come on. Bring some love to Smacked Up Wrestling Live. Bring some love. Bring some love. But but that's good. If it's a good item, Kirsty, and it's totally worth it. Guys, you know yourself, if you're in the UK and you're watching this, or if you're going to watch us after, 10%, and you've got yourself a Kenny Omega item. You can't say much more than that. And next month you're going to get a Kenny Omega t-shirt. Come on!
And the t-shirt is beautiful. You can go look at it on their Twitter. It's a beautiful t-shirt. Like, it's going to be worth, because it's in both boxes next month. So even if you get the smaller one, this month it was only in the dearer crate.
Yeah.
Next month it will be in both boxes. So regardless of what one you get, you're going to get this T-shirt, and it's beautiful. And that alone for me is worth the money.
Oh, that'll be good. When I can afford it, Kirsty, I'm going to start doing it. One, because I want to help out my friend Dave, and two, I don't want to pay the amounts for the standard wrestling T-shirts, especially at my size just now. But for doing stuff like that and for what you're getting is perfect. So
sorry, lads, has just come in and announced that I'm plugging too much Kenny Omega shit, apparently.
If you live in the UK, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, you can get wrestlingcrate.co.uk. I know you can get to America, but I don't know the shipping charges. Okay.
The thing is in America there is a Wrestle Crate that will be, I think, usually the same items or like similar items. But you can, in America, you can get up to a 3 T-shirt plan, which I really want Wrestle Crate UK to eventually do.
Right.
Because it's like $40 and you can get like 3 T-shirts and then all this other stuff, and I would happily pay, because like normal T-shirts are like £25.
Yeah, I'm about £25 wrestling T-shirt, and I still feel the material shit.
And
the best wrestling T-shirts were the over the rope T-shirts, the Edge and Randy Orton one. You see, they were the best material ones that I've ever worn, and they're the best fitting. My Finn Balor, Dean Ambrose, my Stone Cold, my Triple H. I fucking hate the material, and the more you wash them, the more they just don't take their shape as well.
Yeah, I'll agree there. But the one I got today was a Gilded T-shirt, and Gilded are really fucking good. So they're made by good people.
What you do is DM me the picture, knowing the thing where I actually put the ones from Martin Caesar, but DM me what you got at Kenny Omega. Do you want to take some calls?
Yes, I do.
Right, let's go for calls, people.
I'll DM you what I got, because I definitely think it felt like Christmas, but it was a wrestling themed Christmas. It was great.
Right, do you know what? Let's put, guys, what do you think we should put Kirsty in the spot here? Kirsty, drag up our first caller, and you can introduce him.
Oh no.
You can. Go in.
Oh, there we go. No, my fucking Discord stopped responding for a second. I was like, don't do.
Oh, there was an update, Kirsty. There was an update.
I was like, oh no, shit.
You drag him up and give the intro.
Oh no, I hate when you do this.
On you go. The crowd want to watch it.
Everybody, this is Super Right. Oh, Bill's just pulled himself out of the call for some reason.
I said to her, bring him up when you're getting the intro. What happens? It's like, oh, she's not bringing them up.
I was going to pull him up just as I was going to click him, and then you pulled out. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Kirsty.
I was confused for a moment there too.
Kirsty, I pulled out? What? Everyone, Super Rising Storm is on the show. Flo, how's it going, my friend?
Hey.
How did you feel about the 4 nights of wrestling? Or 5? Did you watch the UK Championship or the UK tournament? Did you watch that?
Parts of it, but not all. And Backlash was meh.
Yep.
Meh. That's the best way to describe it. It was
not much.
Totally.
Not much to discuss there.
Totally agree.
For the card though, like, it should have been so good, and it just fucking wasn't. They could have saved it if they did give Fabrice the fucking titles. I think we'd have changed their mind. They should have been called Fabrice. I'm sorry, I'll never let that.
You never let that slide, huh?
No.
That's staying.
Sorry guys, I've got to turn on my massaging chair. This is brilliant. I'm turning on my butt massage. Guys, you don't know how good this is. We have butt massage. This is brilliant. Oh, I'm enjoying. So what have you got, Flo? What have you got, dude?
About Breezango at Backlash. It was a funny match, but on the other hand, it wasn't much about wrestling.
I'll agree, it was comedy wrestling.
Yeah, I see where you're coming with, Flo, yeah.
And they had to get disqualified for using a mop.
See, I thought that was going to be an instant
See, so
disqualification.
did I. That didn't make
I was
sense.
like, wait a minute, this is
Like, he touched them with a
disqualification.
foreign object. And then,
Yeah.
obviously, last night as well, they were squirting them with guns. With water guns, not real guns, obviously. Not PG. And with the water guns, and I was like, like JBL said, it was like, that counts as a disqualification. And I was like, I think so too. Like,
But I think this is why.
But-
I think this is why they're entertaining to watch. They are
same,
funny.
I think so, because they're getting away with things. It's
Yeah.
like when Santino used to do shit and get away with it all the time, and it's funny because they're the baby faces. But it wasn't a wrestling match, which I feel as if Tyler Breeze desperately needs. He needs to just wrestle because he's so good. But then I don't really want this to end either, so I'm like, I can wait a little while for it.
I think this shows, and this is what I was meaning about American Alpha, right? American Alpha are great wrestlers. Tyler Breeze is a great wrestler. Fandango is a good wrestler. But when you take American Alpha, and like I said on the mic, I just don't find them entertaining. In ring's different, but you put the two guys together, they made a stupid gimmick, and it works. It is over as fuck in the backstage
I looked
segments.
at Kenny Omega and went, but what if it was comedy though?
The backstage segments are hilarious, and where you've seen Fandango being really funny was that wrestling thing they did, like the 80s wrestling, when you actually see how funny he was. And what I've picked up as well, see some of these voices, he's trying to copy Anchorman.
Aye.
That's what he's copying.
The first time I seen him that was really, really funny was at season 1, I think, I Swerved.
Right.
And it was him, and I think was it Heath Slater? And they were pretending to work in a cafe, like baristas. But they were just shouting, like they were arguing with each other and just this like totally inappropriate shit. And it was honestly, go back and watch that one episode because it's fucking. I watched it like 3 times within like half an hour. I just kept going back. It was so fucking funny, and that's when I was like, "That's what his money is. It's in the comedy gimmick."
It's comedy gimmick.
Like then I knew it. I was like, he needs, and now they're giving him kinda his end show, so I'll take it. And I love. I was going to say Criminal Minds there, but fuck.
Gangster's Paradise.
Law and Order. No, Law and Order.
The fashion thing's brilliant.
The fashion thing, like, it's just I don't hate it because it's so good and what it is. It doesn't need to be wrestling because it's comedy wrestling. And I love Colt Cabana, he can wrestle like fuck, but rarely does because he's really good at comedy. So I don't mind it as much.
Flo, what did you feel about Raw and SmackDown?
There isn't much to talk about, I think. The best thing about Raw was Bray's promo and Finn's promo with Paul.
Yep.
But both amazing. Or let's say, Bray's was amazing. I was back on my seat and more of this, please, more.
Oh no, that's
15
totally agree.
minutes. I checked. It was 15 full minutes, and it felt as if he was out there for like 30 seconds before Roman came out. Like he can make time just stop. It is incredible. Why aren't we doing more with this man? He is so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Finn's promo, I was like, okay, yeah, good for now. And then Paul Heyman came out, and I was like, wait, what's going to happen now?
Yeah.
I was like,
and then he's playing him so much respect to him, and I'm like, what? Wait, this is interesting. What?
See,
where's this going?
That's what I'm taking from it as well. But I think Kirsty will be him with the club. I think they'll put the club together. This is a couple.
I think they're trying to build this wedge, but they're not actually building a wedge to like distract for the fact that something's going to happen. And that's what I said. I think the 2 years were on the same level, but the injection of Paul Heyman is really interesting because Bullet Club anywhere has never had a manager. What if Bullet Club had a manager and it was Paul Heyman? Like, holy fuck.
That's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, I like this idea.
It's money right there. It's money right there.
Exactly. Like, that's where my mind went, and I was like, please let this happen. Please let it be right. And after that lovely thought, everything else just nothing was good.
Yeah, the rest was, well, SmackDown had the women's, and that was fucking boring.
Yep.
The whole staple is boring right now.
No, totally agree, Flo. I think the
Team
women.
matches are fine, but
The thing is they could be having really, really good, told story matches with certain women, and it could be really good and really good match quality, but they're not. And I think that's what's frustrating everybody is there's people there to have a fantastic storyline and everything else, great wrestling, but you're choosing to give us this fuckery, and James Ellsworth is some sort of
Fuckery.
demonic fucking.
he's considered a woman at this point.
Oh,
He keeps getting battered by them, and I'm like, see, at some point he's just got to hook somebody. Like, I'm all here for equality, and this poor man is getting beat the shit out of women that are bigger than him.
But see,
Hook a hole.
see the thing that pisses me off, right, is the fact that, right, we've seen this in Santino, but Santino was funny. He was funny.
Yep.
Santino is one of the most underrated comedy wrestlers.
Isn't funny. He is not funny. That's the thing.
We're laughing at him rather than with him.
Yeah.
It feels uncomfortable at this point. It does feel that we're just bullying James Ellsworth on a weekly basis and just emasculating him.
And my thing, what I thought of was they put him with Carmella because, like, look at the reactions Ellsworth's got. Since he's been with Carmella, you could hear the crowd. You could hear the crowd in the back row fart, and you'd hear that fart.
It was funny for a wee while when she was giving him the transformation, trying to teach him to be cool because he's no cool, and that was kind of funny. But then nothing else happened after that, and he's just in this really weird limbo where he's just this white guy trying to be a G, and it's awful.
He's trying to be a G. Oh, for fuck's sake! No worries.
Yeah, I'm the new John Cena.
Yeah, aye, that's it. Right, no worries, Flo. Thanks for calling in. I think we're going to get up out of here, because that's nearly an hour anyhow, dude. But thank you, Flo, for calling in. Do you want to let people know where you are?
Same as always, Twitter, Rising Storm.
Super Rising Storm. There you go, guys. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. Good Pokemon guy. Pokemon guy. Yep.
Same to you.
Oh, I'm getting there in general. Thank you, Flo, so much for calling in, dude.
You're welcome.
Bye, Flo. Bye, dude.
Later.
There you go, guys. That was Super Rising Storm calling in. So, that basically brings us to the end, Kirsty. It's been not bad. We've done not bad. We've squeezed nearly an hour out of this. So I better do the shameless plugs, shouldn't I?
We should. Plug it all.
Guys, if you want to follow me, Kirsty or Martin, the description's in the box below. Check us out on Twitter, or you can follow the SmackDown Wrestling Championship. Formal, I have not forgot about you, because I know you were dropping promos last night, but again, you've let your mum down. You didn't show up.
Terrible.
You never showed up.
It's always like him. No one knows why he's a ghost.
It's that fucking white van. Anyhow, so guys, you can check us out. Slap a like in the video. Do all that good stuff. I will be back in 10 minutes. I probably will stream Pokemon for another maybe hour because I've got to wait for this stream processing. And I've promised Wolf and Mimic I've got to capture a fucking Miltank. So if you want to come and watch Pokemon after this, hang off and then jump back in. We'll have some fun. As always as well, check out the Gaming's Fault list of good friends down the side. You have Real Talk Metaphor Messiah with an amazing track, War Games. You have Dead on Dave with Dead on Dave promo code on WrestleCrate.co.uk. You've seen it just up on the screen there. Save yourself 10%. Always good. And Black Wolf as well. Check out Black Wolf, guys. He has been killing streams the last 2 weeks. Killing it. And the graphics he's making, I've already seen the next graphic. The next 2 weeks before my internet changes over, I fucked up the dates, Kirsty. I thought it was next week, it's 2 weeks. So, the graphic, I've already seen the new graphic he's made for me for going into the next Pokemon stream. Fucking brilliant. Brilliant. So guys, check all those amazing people out. Sub them, watch them if you haven't. And this is going to be weird, Kirsty, because usually we have Martin to close the show, but
I know, not prepared this week.
so I don't know how to close this one. I don't know how to close
Never
it.
had to.
The one night we need Martin.
I know, we're like,
What do we do? How do we? This is how I close it, pal. If you want to say bye first.
okay guys, I've been Kirsty and I'll see you later.
And guys, as always, I've been Will. Thank you for tuning in to SmackDown Wrestling Live. Make sure to jump back on if you want to watch me do a bit of Pokemon. And as always, guys, peace.